What's up, parental queens? Welcome to Baget, the home of family creativity. My name is Cedrica Baggett, and I help moms build unbreakable bonds with their teens through cooking. Now, let's get to it because I'm so glad to be back because last week I wasn't on because I was busy, but neither here or there. Let's get going. All right. So today we're going to talk about how to overcome life's journey and boss up, girl. Boss up, not just, I'm an entrepreneur, not about entrepreneur, boss up your life, whatever you're doing. Get it done, get it going, or whatever you want to do, just get it going. Boss up your life. Okay, girl. So I'm going to go into tonight's motivational moment, which is always my favorite part. All right. Let me pull it up for y'all. Motivational moment. Tonight's quote is, be a girl. We're the little girls out there. Be a girl with a mind. We're women. Be a woman with a mind. A woman with attitude and a lady with class. Let me elaborate on this real quick, okay? So a few days ago, me and a few of my coworkers, we were having a conversation about how as Black women, we have been taught in our generations to be silent. Don't stand out or whatnot. I'm just speaking from experience and what I know, what I've dealt with, and what I've seen other Black women deal with as well. So let me speak on this. I'm gonna be real with y'all. So through my journey as a Black woman, for years of my life, I did not want to stand out. I did not want to be this person that was in the spotlight. I had low self-esteem. My confidence was low, so on and so forth. But now today, as I build my confidence and grow into, the person I am today, the person that God's made me to be, I'm the type of person like, yes, I'm a boss. Yes, I'm active duty in the Navy. Yes, I'm a single mother of 3. Yes, I have a master's degree. But at the same time, I'm humble about it because people that don't genuinely know me will, of course, talk behind your back, say you're stuck up, say I'm stuck up, say I think I'm better than everybody else. But for people who genuinely know me, know that I'm the type of person, if you come to me and talk to me and you ask for help with something, I will genuinely help a person. I have a big heart. But at the same time, I had to build my confidence, not for people, for myself. So you got to do the same thing, girl. Do the same thing. Don't worry about what everybody else got going on. Don't worry about what they think about you, because guess what? They're going to talk about you for the rest of your life. Yes. So what? Let them talk. Don't speak about it. Let them talk. And just, you know what? I always hear, guess what? Success is the ultimate revenge. Okay? And that's what I'm doing. My success is my ultimate revenge. And all I tell people today is just watch me. That's all I got to say. Okay? Because people are always going to talk. And guess what, girl? They are your fans. I got a lot of them. I know. Give them your autograph. Okay? So remember, you be a girl, a woman with a mind, a woman with attitude, and a lady with class. All right, girl? And that's all I'm going to speak on that tonight. So I hope y'all let that marinate in your system. Take heed to it and take it serious, because you only got to don't worry about other people, because you're doing it for yourself and you're doing it for your babies, your kids. That's who matters, not these people in the background. So that's all I'm going to speak about on that part. But I had to let it out. All right. So now let's move on to today's fun food fact. Today's fun food fact is cucumber. Cucumber contains most of the vitamins you need every day. Just one cucumber contains vitamin B1, B2, B3, all the way to B6, and also calcium, vitamin C, phosphorus, potassium, a whole bunch of other stuff. So if you don't like cucumbers, you need to start, because it's very healthy. And I'm a big salad person, so I always put cucumbers in my salad. I love it. And another thing I grew up doing was cutting up cucumbers and putting vinegar on it and salt and pepper, which is not that healthy, but it's a snack I like to do as well. And also a new thing I started doing is in California, we got this Mexican seasoning called tahini, and I'm addicted to it. So I put it on everything. Cucumbers is number one. So remember, use cucumbers, girl, make you a salad, because I am after this show. And remember, it got calcium, it got all the vitamin B1 through 6, potassium, magnesium, a whole bunch of stuff, zinc. That's very important. Okay, so that's my spiel for the fun food fact of the day. And so let's move on to my favorite part of the day, which is my guest. Her name is Meetcena Williams. She is my friend, like my sister, my mentor. She is a boss mom. She is a mom of three. She got a whole bunch of stuff going on, still entrepreneur. So I'm gonna let her speak on it. And so help me welcome Meetcena Williams. Hey girl, you on mute.
Hello. Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. So go ahead and reintroduce yourself and tell us about you.
Okay. I am Meetcena. I'm located here in San Diego, California. I am a mom, a wife. I own Children of the King Daycare LLC. I also am a realtor here in California. I am one of the founders of Boss Chicks podcast, and that's it.
Awesome. So where did your journey start as an entrepreneur?
Um, so my journey, how it started about 12 years ago. Um, I was working in corporate America. I had I was working in corporate America. I had my son at the time, Malachi, and my daughter Maya. And when I had Malachi, I was home for a couple of years. I was able to be a stay-at-home mom, which was amazing. I was able to be his first teacher, introduce him to so much of stuff. And my husband at the time was in the military. So of course he had gotten out of the military, and living in California you need a two income, to survive, to really be able to afford to make it here in California. So at that time my husband had just got off the service and he was going back to school to become an electrician, and we needed that second income to help sustain us. We had two kids, so I was working in corporate America, but I was like so sad. I was sad because I wasn't able to stay home with Maya like I was with Malachi. I had to go back to work, and I began to cry. I used to just cry all the time, like, oh, I want to be home with my baby. I want to be home with my baby, and during that time, California was going through a huge market crash. Like businesses were closing, there were layoffs, people were losing their homes, all sorts of stuff. So I just pretty much I've always wanted to work with kids, and my sister started asking me, like, if you get laid off, what are you going to do? I was like, I don't know. So I started praying about it, and I heard God say, open a daycare. I had always had a passion for working with kids. Kids were always attached to me, and my friends will always be like, Cindy, you should totally open up a daycare. You should totally open up a daycare. And I was like, no. I was like, no. But then God started dealing with me about it. And that was long hold how the birth of Children of the King daycare started. That was the beginning of my first entrepreneur ride.
Awesome. So how long have you been in daycare today?
Today is 11 and a half years. This August will make 12 years that I have been in business.
Wow, that's
12
awesome.
long years.
Well, other people kids child.
That is a journey in itself. I mean, if I love kids. Um,
Mm,
it's one thing when you have your own kids, but when you're
yeah,
dealing with someone else's kids, it is totally different.
yeah.
And yes, that is majority of my time, 60 hours a week, Monday through Friday. You'll catch me at Children of the King daycare.
Awesome. So what made you, because you've done a lot of things in your entrepreneur journey. So what made you like try other things and just keep pushing forward and building your knowledge?
You know, I don't know. I just have this hunger for more. Like,
Hmm.
it is like a good thing and also a bad thing. The good thing is, like, I'm always striving to try something new. I don't, like, if it pops up in my head, I'm like, I'm gonna try it. So
Hmm.
in my journey of entrepreneurship, I have also used to own a boutique, and I was partnered with, it was me, my sister, my cousin, and another young lady. We had a boutique. Um, so that was another part of entrepreneurship. It was going good. We did well. And then we closed down, and life happened. My sister had kids. people were moving away, and it was just a lot. So we made a decision to close down. And then after that, I decided to launch a purse business, and that went amazing.
Mhm.
But I was like, you know what? I like to shop. I don't like to sell clothes or I mean I want to shop for me and not have to shop for others. Like
Right.
I don't want to do that. So I was like, I kind of like let it fade out. I was just like,
Mhm.
I'll let it fade out. You know, if someone asked me for something, I'd be like, okay, but it wasn't. There was no hunger in it or anything like that. So I was just like, nah, this not gonna work.
Right.
Um, so I tried that a couple of years ago. I mean, even last year, my husband and I opened up an event venue, and
Mhm.
that was going really well. And then COVID happened,
Right.
and you know, you can't have events because you can't have so many people in the building at one time, 6 feet
Mhm.
apart. So
Right.
kind of like, you know, shifted some things, and we closed. However, I still I still wouldn't mind doing that. I just have to have a team to do it. I had an amazing assistant who helped me with
Mhm.
everything, and then she moved away. And of course, you know, the world started falling apart. Um, as Chicken Little said, the sky is falling. So the sky started falling, and it was like, okay, you gotta, you know, shift. And during the shift, before the shift, with the event venue, I was already in school studying to be a realtor.
Mhm.
Um, and I've been doing that since COVID started. I pretty much got, actually today, a year ago today, is when I passed my exam.
Oh wow, it's been that long
Um,
already.
yeah, it's a year ago today is when I passed my exam. May of this year will be a year that I actually hung my license at a real estate firm, and I started really working real estate. I would say August or September of last year. So
Awesome.
yeah.
So what made you get rid of that blockage, the fear of like not you're not stopping?
Um. So for me, I would just say I don't know. I'm just like a go getter. Like
Mhm.
I just was I was bred different. Just put it like
Mhm.
that. There has always been that push to do more,
Mhm.
and I'm a service person. Like I love to provide service. So if I see a need, I want to go in and fix that need.
Right.
So to me, fear and feeling the need can't work hand in hand together.
Mhm.
You know, you can't say I want to help and then be afraid. You either
Right.
got to go in and do it, and then look at it as, I don't look at anything as a failure. Like nothing I do speaks failure. Nothing that I do, I feel like I could fail at. You know, I'm a strong believer in my faith. There's nothing in with that. I just feel like because I'm a strong believer in my faith, I'm that type of person that I don't look at the in between. I look at the end. And in the end, I know Jesus wins, so I know I'm gonna win. So that's how I approach everything in life. It's like I don't look at the in between, which kind of is a good and a bad thing because you should
Mhm.
always weigh out the cost. Me, I'm just like a jump head in person, and we'll
Yeah.
figure out the rest as we go.
Yeah.
so
I think I'm
so
kind of like that myself.
so so that's where I'm at. Like if I feel like as soon as the I don't do anything without getting like a confirmation from God. So as soon as he gives
Mhm.
it to me and he says, hey, do this, I'll be like, okay, like I think I beat him to the punch. I'll be like, peace out, God. I'm gonna go ahead and get it started. And he'd be like, wait, I was trying to give you B, C, D, E, F, and G. You went straight to Z to Z. And I think that's where I kind of like block out the fear.
Oh wow, that's awesome because I can, I can relate to that a little bit. I'm not as, you know, crazy as you is, but I can agree with that. So, have you
Oh
seen
God.
women you mentored like grow in that has not been not like how you are, but have that blockage a little bit, but grow out of that?
Um, you said, have I seen people grow out of that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you.
Oh yeah.
um, yes, a lot of people who have contacted me or who have actually said, "Hey, Cena, I want to get into business. I need help, or can you help me?" They'll start with the first issue and fear is our self doubt,
Yep.
and they'll start talking themselves out of it before they talk themselves into it. And then
Mm-hmm.
the second thing is resources, not having the information or the knowledge. And because a lot of people don't have the resources, the information, and the knowledge, they quit before they even get started. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I feel like I'm the person who provides the resource and the knowledge. Like, I'm gonna push you and drive you, but you have to do the work. But I'm
Right.
going to help plant that seed of where you can get the information. And I think for me is that's why I've been in it for so long. I feel like God allowed me for my generation to go through the steps first because he knew I would help others get to the steps. So I look at people like you yourself. I remember when you came to me and you were like, "Cena, can you help me?" And I look at you now like, go Drika. My assistant, she's not my assistant anymore. She started as my assistant. Now she has her own daycare and is flourishing.
Wow.
So I look at people like that, like that is what God has called me to do, be to plant the seed. So you
Mhm.
guys have the vision already, and I'm
Right.
just going in and I'm like, okay, hey, this is what you need to do, and I can only give you the information, but if you
Mm-hmm.
don't do anything with it, then I mean it's on you. I most people that I've that come to me for help, they are flourishing. I mean, I look at you, my assistant, my sisters, like you guys, all I did was plant the seed and y'all are gone with it. Like
Yes.
I'm proud of y'all.
I remember when I did. It was literally the next day. I was like, I gotta see them.
And for me it's like I didn't have anybody when I started my
Mhm.
journey. I reached out to a couple of people and they kind of like shunned me away, like
Mhm.
mm-mm. And I was like, you know what, I made a commitment and a vow to God that nobody who comes to me for information will I shoot them down. Like I will not shoot them down. I will give them the same knowledge that God gave
Mhm.
me. Everything concerning business is not something that I went to school for.
Right.
It is literally the fact that God has just been downloading things in me. Like literally, boom, do this, boom, do this, boom, do this. And as soon as he says it and I do it, it works. And I'm like, yes.
Yep.
Yes. And I write it down, I put it all together. And so when people come to me, I'm like, this is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. And if you do it, you do it. If you don't, you don't. I
Yeah.
mean, I can't
Yep.
make you do it. I can tell you where the water is, but I can't make you drink it.
Yeah. Exactly. That part. And so, as you're a mom, of course, of three kids, so how has the journey been with them? They watching you along this whole entrepreneurship journey and just everything.
Oh my gosh. So first thing is being a mom of three and an entrepreneur is hard. And anybody who says it's not is a liar. I'm just gonna let you know. You're lying and the truth ain't in you. Be truthful. Um, but I remember when I first started this journey, one of the things that someone had said to me, which was my mentor, she had said to me that she had never wanted her kids to work in corporate America. Nothing against those who work in corporate America. She just seen a life that things that happened to kids who went into jobs in corporate America where they were teenagers, like working at the malls, working at fast food restaurants. And when she said that, it stuck in my head. Like it stuck in my head the trials and tribulations I had as a teenager, and I made a
Mhm.
commitment that I never wanted my kids to work as a aunt as in corporate America, like as a
Right.
teenager. I didn't want them. I didn't want them in fast food chains. I didn't want them
Mhm.
in malls. I'll joke with them and stuff like that. But I was like, no, you can work for mom. Like you can work for mom and dad, but I do not
Yep.
want you in that field. And I pretty much I stuck by that, and that's what pushes me as far as my kids. Has the journey
Yep.
been easy? No, it's been a lot of sacrifice.
Mhm.
Sometimes I have to like figure out how to balance between going to games, sporting events, being at
Mhm.
PTA meetings, being at this, while I'm trying to juggle a full time business. I remember specifically when my son was in third grade, I think, he signed me up to be the PTA president.
Oh no, we don't have time for that.
Girl, I was like, first of all, I had no idea. None whatsoever. I just happened to get to the school to pick him up, and the principal was like, "Congratulations! I'm gonna be sending you emails. We're gonna go to this luncheon." And I'm like, "What the heck is she talking about?" And I was like, "I'm sorry, what?" And she was like, Malachi nominated you to be the PTA president, and you won." First of all, who voted for me? I was totally clueless. Like, who voted? I don't know none of these parents. Who voted for me? And I was like, Malachi, why would you do that? He was like, because you can get to be the boss at the school. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't have time to be no PTA president. So that was one issue. I did it. I fulfilled my whole year term. Like, oh gosh, it was very
Oh wow.
interesting. Another issue I had as being a parent and an entrepreneur was one year Maya volunteered me to be the cheer coach, not cheer coach, cheer director. And because
Oh.
I did not have coaches, I had to be a cheer coach too.
Uh-uh.
I never was a cheerleader. No, nothing about no cheerleading. So I'm like, oh my gosh. So I have to now adjust my schedule with daycare because at that time I was working 6 to 6, but I got to
Mhm.
be on the field at 5 o'clock to get ready for
Right.
these girls. And I'm just like, I would be literally trucking people's kids with me to the field. Like, y'all got to pick your kids up at the field because my kids got practice. Like, I can't miss their practice. And I'm still to this day like that. I tell parents all the time, like, I am a provider Monday through Friday from XYZ times. But when I get off of work, it's about my kids. Don't text me,
Mhm.
don't bug me, don't do that. No, no, I can't watch. There was a season when I would watch kids like after hours. Now I can't do that. My kids are growing up. They're so busy and involved. So I have to, I'd be like, sorry, no, I can't. My kids come first because at the end of the day, I don't want my kids to ever grow up and say they hated the work, the field that mom was in because she
Mhm.
never had time for them.
Oh yeah, that's important. And
Yeah.
also, I want to say for those who are watching, if you're getting any value out of this, and of course I know you are, make sure you like and share this video because there's always somebody out there, another woman who needs to hear this information as well. And so, just piggyback off of what you were saying earlier with the journey with your kids and everything, and not having them into working in the corporate
Yeah.
world or whatever. Um, I can like agree with that as well for me, because for me, I always tell moms, it's not like you're forcing your kids into it. It's like you're just guiding them. And for me, it's like I see the gifts my kids have,
Yes.
feed on that. Like
Yes.
my daughter, she's 16, she's performing artist, like
Yes.
she's amazing. And I fed on that since I knew she know how to do it well. And I
Yeah.
grew grown into it. And she's, training with the school she goes to and everything. So I feed on that and I turned it into a business for her.
Yes.
As I, once I figure out Nigel, because Nigel special.
You have to do that though. Like that that is very important. Like, okay, for example, like you bring up Mia, my daughter, my middle daughter, she is into art. Like this
Mhm,
girl is good at anything she does artistic.
mhm,
So during COVID, she just happened to want to paint. Reggie and I have date nights on Thursday, and
mhm,
I had some extra material around, and she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna paint." And she painted this thing. It was during the time of the George Floyd situation, and it was like she did a TikTok with it, and we posted it on our Instagram, and people were like, "Oh, can she paint something else?" And she was like, "Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah." And after that, people just started ordering canvases left and right.
mhm.
Oh my gosh, it was just like, so we're like, Maya, create a page.
Yep.
Now Maya is like me when it comes to, I'll do it and then see where it goes, and then it's like whatever, on to the next. And she did it for like a couple of months. I would say the whole summer, and then she was just like, okay, on to the next. And I was like, Maya though, but people are still wanting to place orders, and she was like, okay, get me some canvas. But there was no rush to it with her. It was just like, and it comes so natural. So,
Yeah.
and before that, it was nails. One day
Mm-hmm.
she just woke up and was like, "Oh, I want to do nails." And
Mm-hmm.
I set up a whole room, got her like a desk, got all the polish. Like one of the daycare parents, they invested in the light and the drying thing. And she did that for a while. Like parents would come to pick up their kids and they would go get their nails done and she would
Mm-hmm.
charge them. And then it was like, okay, on to the next.
Yeah.
Now it's makeup. Now it's makeup. And I'm like, oh gosh. But I reached out to an esthetician and
Mm-hmm.
I was like, hey, my daughter is getting into skincare and makeup and lashes, and I want to know, can you train her? And she was like, sure, I'll take her under my wing as, my protege. And I was like, thank
That's
you. So, it's important that we do see those gifts within our kids
awesome.
and boss them up, and
Exactly.
just like sometimes they won't do it, but if it's our job to pull on that what we see in them.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'll be watching. I'm waiting for Nigel. He's getting good with his drawing too.
Mm.
He watches Nia, so
Oh
it's like
yeah.
his skills are growing. So I'm like, oh well, we gonna call your friend. It's gonna come natural. And then baby Marley, she just loud and she's in charge of the household. So
She's the boss. She's the boss baby.
that's just it, baby Marley. but
Oh my gosh.
anyway, other than that, so like your oldest, he just turned 18, so he's
Yes.
gonna be going to college soon.
Yes.
How
Yes.
how is that going to, how are you feeling about that? Because I know a lot of parents deal with, letting our kids, I'll deal with that. In 2 years, my daughter will be, going to college. I'll be like, just go down the street so I can pop up on you. But
I'm emotional.
yeah,
I've been emotional for the past year. Um,
yeah.
it has been a journey. One of the things that someone had told me years ago is we don't have kids for us. We
Hmm.
prepare them for life away from us, and
Right.
I feel like we have done a job with preparing Malachi for life,
Hmm.
without us. However, someone told me the other day, he is not a baby. He is a man. I was like, no, he is my baby. He will always be my baby, no matter what school he goes to. If he want to come home,
Right.
like the girls are already putting dibs on his bedroom, his
Oh, no.
bathroom, and
They
I'm
will
like,
always.
hold up, my son still get to come home. This is still his room. So I'm emotional because he just brings a different part to the family. So when he leaves, I'm gonna miss that. Not to mention he's like my personal chauffeur now. Like I'm gonna miss being able to say, "Hey Malachi, can you take sisters to practice? Hey Malachi, can you go to the store and get this for me?" So I'm gonna miss that. And
This will be a license this year. It's on and popping.
what I want, Maya will be getting her permit this year. Like God had it balanced perfectly out.
Oh yeah, we'll leave the
what
other one
I
to go.
Right. What I'm not going to miss is because I believe this is never going to end is the text, hey mom, can you put some money in my account? Hey mom, can you put some money in my account? But Malachi is our math genius. So I feel
Yeah.
like, he's the one who's going to continue the businesses and make them grow financially.
Oh yeah. That's how
Yeah.
Nigel is too. That's a man thing.
Yeah. He is the math whiz. Like, and he's the corrector. He is the corrector. If something don't sound right, something don't feel right, he gonna challenge it on
Mhm.
every. He be like, "Is that the way this is supposed to be?" Let me go and research. Then he gonna come back to you. I don't care if it's 3 days later. Hey, remember what you said? This is like you like, oh gosh, Malachi, you still on this? So it has been an emotional journey for me.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll be there in a few years.
Get ready.
Yeah. So, anywho, I would like to know what motivates you.
My kids, my
Yeah.
my kids. Um, they're my biggest motivation. And then other people,
Hmm.
I feel like every person I come in contact with, I'm able to share my journey. And I realize when I'm talking just in communication and conversation with them is that the journey that I've gone through was for them.
Hmm.
So I feel like I remember our Apostle Darlin, the first lady over the network, she had said there's a firstborn for everything. And she
Hmm.
said the firstborn goes through life either the hardest, the most, because they pave the way for everybody else. And I feel
Right.
like um that's my motivator. I want to be able to, I know everybody has to write their own story and go through their own
Mhm.
journey and experience life the way they want to, but I feel like for me, if I can help people make it easier, I'm willing to carry that cross to make it easier for someone else.
Awesome.
Is it always easy? No. I was sharing this the other day. Sometimes I go in my bathroom and cry plenty of times. Like,
Mhm.
oh gosh, yesterday was one of those days I cried all day long, literally, um, because it doesn't get easy when you have to bear the burden. Like, that
Mhm.
is the hardest thing. But when you're called to do that, you do it gracefully. You do it gracefully. It's not easy. It is the hardest thing, but at the same time, you're paving the way for somebody else, and
Right.
that is my biggest motivator. If I can help someone else's journey be easy, then that's going to help me. And the biggest journey of all that I want to be easy is my kids. I don't want
Right.
them to have to. I know they're gonna struggle. I know they're gonna have
Mhm.
to write their own story and go through
Right.
chapters of life, but I want to be able to come to them, and I want them to be able to have the wisdom and knowledge of how to get through it. You
Right.
know, it's one thing to go through, but how do you get through?
Mhm.
We no
Yep.
one If no one ever tells us or show us how to get through, then we'll continue on the same cycle and patterns forever and ever. So that's my biggest push, and that's what motivates me, is to be able to have them to have something to look back on and say, okay, this is how you get through it.
Right. We gotta break generational curses.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
It's I'm gonna pull up your information for everybody. So everybody who's watching, everybody who's listening, everybody who's gonna be watching in the future, make sure you follow Cena_Williams_ realtor on IG. And of course, she has her Boss Chicks San Diego podcast. Also
Boss
follow
chick.
her on IG there. They talk about some wonderful things about Saw women, about being a mom, being in business, a whole bunch, all conversations, y'all. So listen to her show as well. And her website, make sure you just link tree Cena_Williams_ realtor. You can just find it in the link in her bio on her IG. Okay, y'all. And so can you talk about a little bit what you offer, what's on your social medias, on your realty?
So on my link tree on my website, you can go on that website, and that actually has connections to all of my websites.
Mhm.
Whether you're looking for childcare, I also assist with credit repair. I teach and educate people on how to build their credit. I went from a 400 credit score to a 790 on my own, just researching, listening to Dave Ramsey. Yes, I'm gonna plug him in here because I am a serious diehard Dave Ramsey. If you want me to be, Dave Ramsey on your show, I can't. um, I am a firm believer of Dave Ramsey. I stand by his thing. So I talk a lot about building credit and teaching and educating people about how to build their credit, not
Mhm.
just personal credit, but also business credit. This year, I invested a lot. Last year in 2020, I invested a lot in researching on researches, classes, everything about building business credit. So I'm able to talk to you about that, educate you on that. And then for those who are in California and who are looking to buy or sell a house, they can book a free consultation with me. It doesn't cost you anything to buy a house. Well, let me rephrase that. It doesn't cost you anything to talk to me about buying a house or
Mhm.
doing a free consultation to sell your house. Now, once you sign on that dotted line to sell your house, it's going to cost you. But when you're buying a house, it doesn't cost anything for me to go out and take you to go view houses. So I do offer that service on my link tree. And then it also has information about the Boss Chicks podcast. Boss Chicks
Mhm.
is just a team of entrepreneur boss moms who God gave me this idea last year. Pretty much the idea was reality TV. We a lot of people watch it. I per se don't watch reality TV. I'm just gonna be honest. I don't watch it. I don't have time for it, and I feel like it's fake. Like it's fake. So
Yeah.
I felt like we as women needed something that was real and relatable. And
Mhm.
we needed to really someone that who can say, hey, I've been through this, going through this, still going through this. The dot the I's, cross the T's, all of that stuff. So
Yeah.
Boss Chicks SD was birthed out of that. Real women, real mom, real lives issues, and how we bossed up. It's myself, my sister, my cousin, my really good friend, and we're talking about, one is the esthetician, one is a personal trainer, one is a floral design artist, and then it's myself, and we're talking about like the challenges that we've had, and how we're just pretty much excelling through those challenges. And it's just good to hear these women in their journey. So yeah, that's what Boss Chicks is about, and that's all of my services.
All 10 of them, yeah. All right. So my last two questions is, who has been the most influential people in your life?
Most influential people would be God.
Mm-hmm.
um like, I can't do anything without him.
Yeah.
Nothing that I do or can do would be without him. The next would be Apostle Waddell. She is my
Yes.
mentor. She is my spiritual mom. Um, she was the one from the beginning of Children of the King who like pushed me, spoke life into me. Like, even my spiritual journey, she's the one who encouraged me, pushed me to, continue on. I would sit down and watch her like read her Bible and study her Bible. And then my moms, my biological mom, my bonus mom, my mother-in-law, my godmother, those women, I've seen, um, I've seen the push that they had as far as being a mom,
Mm-hmm.
and how they took care of their family, how, each of them played a really different role in my life, like
Right.
in the journey to become Cena. And I've learned something from each and every one of them. So those are the women that pretty much I look at, and I be like, yeah, if they can do it, I can do it. All of those women really are my go-tos.
Awesome. And yeah, we all need those examples in our life, especially as women.
Mhm.
And so, what has been your go-to meal since COVID-19? I know you always on
Um,
the
you know, I don't per se have one go-to meal,
Mhm.
because I write a menu out and I stick it on the
Okay.
board. So a typical menu in my house is this: Monday is usually a meat, vegetable, and starch.
Mhm.
Tuesdays is always tacos.
Taco
Like,
Tuesday.
and
Yep.
even if it's not tacos, it's something taco, whether it's tortilla soup or
Mhm.
something that has to do with tacos. Wednesday is usually pasta, whether it's spaghetti or Malachi's favorite, shrimp Alfredo, shrimp and chicken Alfredo. So that's that. And then Thursdays is date night with my hubby. Like, nothing comes down to that. So we're usually like a sushi or trying
Mhm.
out some new restaurant. And then Friday is usually like this Friday we have like Philly cheesesteaks on the menu. Um,
Okay.
it's something just like laid back. And Saturday is fit for your own Saturday. And then Sunday is whatever I feel like cooking if I'm not
Fend for
like
your own. I'm gonna tell my kids that.
Saturdays.
Oh, fix it yourself.
Saturday on the menu it says, "I don't know, don't ask me."
I need to talk to kids hard.
I don't know, don't ask me. But I would say, literally, I probably would say the go-to would be tacos or pasta. That those are the two easiest ones. You
Yep.
can never go wrong with pasta in this house because, and I don't know, like, my house do never have leftover on pasta. Like, if you make pasta at home, do you have leftovers? Because we never have
Yeah,
leftovers.
sometimes we do. Because I always make spaghetti. That's like one of my go-to
Oh
is
my
spaghetti.
gosh, we never
And
have
sometimes we
leftovers.
have. 'Cause I've always been the type of person I overcook. I always make a lot because being a chef in the Navy, I'm used to cooking for a big amount of
Mm,
people. So
gotcha.
at home, I'm always cooking, and I always have leftovers. Like it cannot like it
Leftovers in this house will be leftover and leftover and leftover. They wind up going in the trash, and I just get
uh-uh.
mad. So like,
I love leftovers because
so
I take
now
the water.
I balance cook like. Mm-mm. But yeah, pasta never lasts in this house. It never lasts. And tacos either. Like we like tacos.
Oh yeah, we love tacos.
Yeah. Reggie is the chef. He's the grill man. He's the grill master.
Oh yeah, I have a grill, but I'm not good at it. I'm more of an in the kitchen type of person. I'm gonna wait for
I,
my man to come so he can do the grill.
he coming. He gonna be the grill master. Oh gosh.
Yeah. So I want to thank you, Cena, for coming on the show. It was so good having you here, and it was so
Thank
fun, of
you.
course, talking to you and talking about your journey and everything. And so I want to thank everybody for watching. But first, let me pull this up real quick. Make sure you guys, I ain't forgot about y'all. I got a whole bunch of new recipes on BadgerCollections.com. Make sure y'all go get them free recipes, y'all, for kid-friendly recipes, easy recipes, because you know I'm all about some easy stuff. Being a mom, you know, you got to have an easy recipe, something quick for the day or whatever. So make sure y'all go to badgercollections.com/blog/news. The link will be below or above, depends on where you're watching. All right. And so I want to thank you everybody for watching once again. Make sure you guys tune in same time, 6 p.m. Wednesday, virtual, of course, Pacific time, of course. So I want to thank everybody for watching. I hope you guys had a wonderful time, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.